Celtic head to Tynecastle on Sunday, looking to claw back Hearts' 5-point lead at the top of the table, but they'll need to do so without Kelechi Iheanacho, Alistair Johnston, Carter-Vickers, and most likely Daizen Maeda. It's tough at the best of times going to Tynecastle. It's going to be doubly tough this weekend. This is Tino with the Countdown to Kick-Off show, joined here by Greg. Greg, your initial thoughts ahead of this one?
Yeah, I mean, Celtic are certainly keeping us on our toes at the moment, aren't they, Tino? It's a turbulent time, and that really magnified by the injuries we picked up last night. It's a weak team, made even weaker by, unfortunately, going into a very important league game. Just with what you mentioned there, the injuries really don't help us, and I'm sure we'll cover it, but the starting 11 has broke me out in a bit of a cold sweat going to Tynecastle, as I said, for what really is one of the most important league games we've had for quite a long time, I would say. I'm going way back to probably the split against Rangers at Ibrox would be the last biggest game I can think of, because we really can't lose it. On Sunday, it's a must-win game for us.
Yeah, you usually go to Tynecastle. It's always going to be a tough fixture. It's one of the toughest in the calendar, but you usually go a few points to the good and you don't have these fears. So now we're 5 points behind. We've got several key players injured, and it's going to be a bigger challenge than it ever was. But let's look ahead in a positive fashion in terms of that result against Sturm Graz, because there is no doubt that, despite the injuries, the players will have taken a huge lift from that. It's been a topsy-turvy time, a really up and down season so far. But that felt like a big win. It felt like a really important win, and there's no doubt they'll take a boost from that.
Sorry to take the wind out of your sails, but so did Motherwell. And then we went to Dundee the following week and that happened. But no, I totally get you. You just hope that the team kind of kicks on. It galvanises us. All these things we've said. I think last night was a bigger result for Sunday, if that makes sense. I think that team, particularly with injuries now, I don't think we have it in us to go and make a run in the Europa. I really don't. But I think for us just to get a bit of confidence last night, I thought it was a good performance. Kicks us into Sunday. But again, I think Hearts will be a completely different animal to what Sturm Graz were last night. I think they'll be aggressive. I think they'll be physical. They'll go man-to-man on us. And I really hope Rodgers has something up his sleeve that he just doesn't play into their tactics, especially with the man-to-man in the middle of the park. But we can probably touch on that later on. But yeah, you're hoping for certain individuals. It gives them a confidence boost and kicks us on to Sunday. But it's going to be a very difficult game.
Yeah, there's no doubt the squad is fragile at this moment in time. It already was before last night, and there's 3 guys who started last night won't be available. Kelechi Iheanacho, Carter-Vickers, Alistair Johnston, and in fact, Daizen Maeda, he's unlikely as well. So there's 4 guys that would be starters for you. You can add Jota into the mix if you like. Just before we move on though from Sturm Graz, because obviously the focus here is on Hearts at the weekend, who did stand out for you? I thought Arne Engels really done himself no harm at all, and a very up and down game for Benjamin Negren, but credit to him for having the resilience to stick at it.
Yeah, he's turning into like a Georgie Samaras type, isn't he? He's a total enigma. Like, that header he had 1-on-1 with the goalkeepers, quite incredible actually. But then he pops up with his goal and he was probably unlucky. The keeper made a really good save, or at least 2 other good saves from him as well. So yeah, he probably gets pass marks in the end. But yeah, you've hit the nail on the head. I thought Arne Engels was excellent. His delivery's fantastic. He brings a bit of physicality in the middle of the park, which I think we've been severely lacking. And I think most Celtic fans have been crying out for him to start for the last few weeks. I was delighted to see him last night, and I thought he had a really, really good game. Really industrious in the middle of the park. I thought a few times he tried wee flicks round the corner and stuff that never came off, but I didn't think it was his fault. I thought it was the players round about him that maybe weren't on the same wavelength. But yeah, he definitely gets pass marks, and I thought the 2 fullbacks were good last night as well. I thought young Donovan came on to a game after a shaky start, and I thought KT looks somewhere near where we want him to be. So yeah, they're the main guys for me.
And that's where I would be. I was really pleased for Kieran Tierney, because I think you could just see it in terms of forget even on the ball stuff. He just looked physically in a better place. He kind of seemed to come through this game far better, and maybe it was always going to take a bit of time. What are we now heading towards? Late October, and I think bit by bit he's getting there. And you bring back Kieran Tierney for nights in Europe and places like Tynecastle, and I really hope to see him there on Sunday. And yeah, he'll be feeling better about himself. Arne Engels will feel better about himself. Callum McGregor was a bit more like himself last night. And as I say, you've got Benjamin Negren, whose form has been up and down, but scoring match-winning goals helps everybody. So we'll see where we get to. Let's try our best then. We'll have a wee look at Hearts just shortly, because they've got some real key players playing a real key role at this moment in time. But let's focus on Celtic for now. The biggest question is what our back four is now going to look like, because as said, 2 of the 4 that started last night, Alistair Johnston, CCV, aren't in the mix. What's the back 4 looking like for you?
I thought you were going to take the lead with that, Tino. I was hoping you would take the lead. No, I think...
That's the end of the preview on this final whistle show from Celtic Exchange, but the full episode's available right now over on Patreon, where you can also enjoy a whole range of additional shows throughout the week, including our pre-match previews, special episodes and the daily podcast which we record every weekday morning. As a member, you'll also get access to our exclusive chat community and a host of other benefits, all for just £5 a month. And you can be enjoying it all in just a couple of minutes by joining us at patreon.com/Celtic Exchange, where you can join the growing community of Celtic fans who now enjoy more from Celtic Exchange each and every week. So that's patreon.com/Celtic Exchange, or simply click the link in the show notes for this episode.